So today we have the business tycoon with six packs, the entrepreneur, the leader, the politician, the actor, the multifaceted personality all in one, the Sam Paul. What is next in beauty now?
So I think things change, but the drastic changes in the fitness. So I think from there, I think beauty is also going to change to that level to match that.
How do you find these good people?
You being grounded shows them that they also have to be grounded to understand and keep growing.
13 years ago, when I had to move my whole family from Australia to India, my kids were just 1.5 and 3.5 years old.
Right.
The whole world said you're making a mistake. But my heart, somewhere I knew that I know what I want.
Thing is, unless you leave your comfort zone and come out, you're never going to achieve anything in life.
So let's talk to the actor Sam Paul.
It was pure luck.
Pure luck.
Yeah, I would want to say that it's all my good looks and all this nonsense, but nothing is not there.
Now that you touch the reformist, the politician Sam.
Today I see a lot of politicians taking money for everything, and I'm a guy who's not interested in money for everyone.
So as businessman, I know you're a very black and white person.
Right.
But
there's no grey area.
There's no grey. But
yeah.
as politicians, what we know in
Right.
India,
No, but the thing is, there are good politicians with no grey areas.
So today we have the business tycoon with six packs, the entrepreneur, the leader, the politician, the actor, the multifaceted personality all in one, someone who wears numerous feathers to his cap, the Sam Paul. Welcome, Sam, on the Next to Beauty.
Thank you so much, Manisha. Such a pleasure meeting you almost. I think I've not met you for almost 4-5 years. I think pre-COVID we met, and I think, it's such a pleasure meeting you, Manisha.
Yeah. So if I start, what do you think, what is next in beauty now?
So I think, beauty keeps growing. I mean, you know that what we were used to doing is completely changed in terms of style, in terms of the products being used, in terms of the technology being used.
Yes.
In terms of the vision of the salons, the kind of salons which we were creating back in the day to the kind of salons which we are creating right now, the experience which we are giving, everything is changing.
Absolutely.
But I think it is a general course of change, but there's nothing special that's evolved.
Yes.
But right now, I think a combination of fitness and beauty is something which is what we are looking for. That is what we are organizing our slam and our Tonian guys to come and represent such a way that both go hand in hand.
Absolutely.
So the next, I think 10 years back, the fitness was more towards cardio and to walk and to treadmill but right now the fitness is more to lifting and so I think things change, but the drastic changes in the fitness. So I think from there, I think beauty is also going to change to that level to match that is what I personally believe.
Wow, that's beautiful. I mean, you said it beautifully that yes, fitness and salons, like that fine line is getting kind of diminished, and people are taking care of not only the outer but the physical appearance as
well. It's very important, right? I mean, yes, the overall growth and everything goes hand in hand actually if you actually look at it.
So when we talk about, you wearing so many feathers in your cap, you are such a multifaceted, if I can call you diamond, how diamond has multifacets and so much of diversification in your different businesses.
Right.
What inspires you and how do you do it?
In all honesty, I mean, I would like to take credit for everything and it's all fun. But the truth is, it's a lot of people working behind the scene. And, for every time we talk about Tony and Guy and the success that we face, there is a Mario, there's a Rafi, there's a Amjad. There's so many people behind the screens who are toiling day and night for opening at morning 7, closing at evening 12. I mean, maybe the shift is not that long, but still they are on the phone, talking to people, pushing the sale, taking care of complaints, taking care of the experience part. For every department for that, there are so many people in the restaurant field, there's so many people in the gym field who are working day and night. Yeah. So I wouldn't take credit. I think in today's business, I think it was always like that, but today's business it's more evident that, good people make good business. So the minute you retain good people, the minute you have good people with you, it shows that you are a strong businesswoman or man. Wow. And the only way to grow is to make sure that there are good people along with you in the journey.
I have so many questions already emerging out from just the statement you've made. So first question is How do you find these good people?
So I keep telling this, you have to catch them young and teach them well.
Wow.
So you have some principles. So in Paulsons, we talk about discipline, we talk about dedication, we talk about loyalty, we talk about ethics and consistency.
Wow.
So we grill this deep inside you. So in Paulsons, I don't drink or smoke. I don't even drink wine.
Wow.
So I don't like my team to do any of this, because I don't know why. I mean, it's a little privacy violation also a little bit. But my team, I feel it's very tough to work with people who don't follow your mentality and your kind of discipline which you have. We call this military discipline. So the only time we stop growing is when we lose our discipline. All right. So I always say this, if your people are growing, if you are growing, if they are financially growing, and not only financially, they're knowledge-wise growing, they are learning some new skills, they're adding some new ideas into the book. So they keep growing. When they are growing, they financially grow as well. And when they financially grow, the company grows.
Absolutely.
So it's a win-win situation for all.
Yeah.
So the only way we can lose in this entire situation is the minute we lose discipline, we lose focus, we think that we are not grounded. Sometimes you always see this when our staff, when they work for us, the minute they're starting young, they are all very happy and they're very energetic. The minute they come to a certain extent, they lose that grounding, they lose the reality.
Yeah.
They think they are bigger than everything else.
Yeah.
And that is the biggest challenge which many of us face.
And
So
how do you fix that?
you have to ground them and make them understand. Then you understand that, even see, by you yourself being grounded.
Yes.
Nothing impresses me. The fact that we are one of the biggest salon chains in India, that doesn't still impress me. There's so much to achieve more, and it's all God-given. God can take it back anytime,
Yeah.
So you being grounded shows them that they also have to be grounded to understand and keep growing.
Yeah.
So these are challenges which we face, but I think such good people who keep growing with you individually helps the institution grow and the organization to grow. I think that's the strength here.
That's so beautifully said. And you know how you said that they would be at their toes even if it's 7 in the morning
Yeah.
or if it is 12 at night. And this is a very recent experience where
Right.
I called Kala.
Okay.
And I was, at the airport and I said, listen, I need a blow dry. And the airport salon was open at 11 p.m. for me to get a blow dry done.
Right.
How is this possible? I can't experience this anywhere else in India
Yeah.
or even overseas. But,
Yeah.
and she's like, yeah, don't worry, that'll be all done
Yeah.
without a blink of an eye. So how are you able to implement such kind of ethics, or I would say customer care, not only in the head people, but also, to the level of the staff who are serving in the salons?
What we are trying to groom is also, we are not trying to groom individual workers, but we are trying to groom individual leaders. Tomorrow I take a boy, I groom him to be leader. The idea is for him to start leading and to develop the assets under him to the same level of expectancy which I have from him.
Wow.
So what the expectancy as a top leader I have towards a secondary leader should go almost to the tertiary leaders.
Wow.
So that's the kind of discipline which we expect. So if it's 7 to 12, so let us say the salon is open till 12. So 11:45, there are no clients. It's not like he's going to get work. But he still can't leave this post. He has to stay and close till 12. This is the kind of discipline which we have built.
Wow.
And we believe this is the only way to grow. So, I mean, see, you're talking about this experience. Look at the kind of business which we are doing. Look at the kind of taxes we pay. I mean, everything has been doubled, tripled, and, the only thing is because we have been very consistent, very strong in our approaches. And even with our franchise partners, even with anyone, we have the same military discipline approach because that is the only way that things survive, Or else you can't run such a big organization, I would say, even an empire, almost 14,000 employees now, Manisha.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not easy at all to run such a big empire and then to say that, the top people are always very committed, the bottom people are not committed. So that discipline has to run from top to bottom right now.
Absolutely.
So we pull them up. I mean, see, when you run 14,000 people, I mean, we are very particular about this drinking, smoking, even with women harassment, because see, a lot of women and men work together. So our expectancies, all of them reach back home to their families, to their fathers, mothers, husbands. So there should not be any form here. And we are very particular about all this. And that is a single point which Paulsons believes in. So this discipline is completely transferred from top to bottom.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And, when you're just saying that, it also reminds me one of the incidents which happened, I think, pre-COVID, was 7-8 years ago when in December there was floods.
Right.
and how the whole Paulsons team came together for rescue.
2015, I think, so 10 years now.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, it still gives me jitters thinking about. I was so closely associated with, Paulson, so I know
Right.
how the team kind of, selflessly they pulled it off.
Right.
How?
I think the first thing that it was not a planned thing at all,
Yes.
So nights we were making calls and the water was rising, and, God has given us an advantage where we were in a place which is little in the higher banks rather than, so most of the houses here were getting flooded. So we initially it was for my staff, which I was calling. Then I told the local, I put up a post saying that if anybody wants, they can come stay. So a lot of ground floors got flooded, like up to waist level by night.
Yeah.
So we told them, please come stay in our house. That time I used to stay in the small house. And so he said, you could please come and kill pork. And we had 2-3 bedroom, we vacated. We gave them to the older people. And then we all stayed. By morning, it was a little more response were there. Then people were volunteering with us, local people from Kilpok. I think I think the incident happened by December 1st. By December
Yes.
3rd, we were working with almost 25,000 volunteers, serving 2 lakh people.
Wow.
It was crazy. I mean, the kind of people coming every day, the kind of people also volunteering. See, a lot of people were giving food. I mean, it's not like a one-way traffic where we were helping. Everybody was helping. Everybody was pitching in, and the city pulled itself from it. It was not Tamil or any caste or anything like that,
Yeah.
but it was all about everybody coming in together, working together, giving a lot of food. We were circulating food. We were circulating blankets. We were rescuing even pets. They were. I mean, when the pets come, there was also pests that were coming like snakes. So we were rescuing that as well. I mean, there was such a big operation happening here.
Yeah.
Each person heading a different operation, and we were able to oversee that entire thing. And and I made some of my best friends in my life there during that time.
Wow.
We made some lovely people because it's all opportunities, right? And yeah, and it gives you a different perspective, Manisha. The thing is, I used to be very a Tamil, this, that, and then when I saw all this, and that really opened up my heart and saying we're all humans, and let's be more tolerant to each other than to just be dividing ourselves into this, that, and a lot more.
Yeah.
I think that really changed my perspective in so many ways, unimaginably in so many ways.
I can so
Yeah.
understand that, and I mean, that was definitely a hats off situation. The way,
Yeah, but it's again all credit to everybody who worked with the process. It was just God has given you an opportunity to serve, and might as well serve properly. Yeah,
yeah. I mean, but that's a thing, right? I mean, you
Yeah.
got an opportunity and you made the use of it.
right.
It's like I mean, people close doors on the opportunities as well. So
Yeah, I'm a guy who grabs every opportunity that comes. It's not like I'm going to walk up on any opportunity.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's like that. Yeah,
yeah, that's amazing. So now, I mean, Sam Paul has there's a empire that you're running. Along with that, you're a father, you're a son, and you're a husband.
right.
And you are. I mean, as much as I know about you, you are superb and fabulous as as a son. I mean, I know you're very close to your mom.
Yeah.
And, I mean, with your kids as well and
Right.
with your wife. So, how do you actually manage those relationships so beautifully while managing a team worth 14,000 employees?
So actually, if you're looking for a work-life balance, and you have, see, the truth is you cannot have everything in life, and
Yeah.
actually, there's no work-life balance as far as I'm concerned. I put up a lot of videos with my mom and family,
Yeah.
but it really doesn't work that way. I'm sure when you're searching for greatness, when you're running behind uh, something that is little more than what you have initially planned for, then there's a lot of sacrifice to be made.
Yes.
And the first sacrifice, but most of us make, is the family. Where I'm sure, I mean, there are times when there are so many emergencies with family emergencies,
Yeah.
but still you have to get back to work and report to work. I'm sure, I know something personally happened to you, but there's not a single day you can't stay away from work. Because you have so many people biting at your toe, and you might have to jump on that day, and might as well jump properly. And this is how things are, and you can't blame anybody on this. And I think the work-life balance is something which I have sacrificed personally for a bigger goal and bigger ideology. But I love my mom, and not a single day passes without me seeing her, or just sometimes, and not from meeting her, but it gives me sanity, because meeting her gives me a lot of clarity and a lot of sanity. Sometimes it's like you're running like that in a computer world, and then meeting her gives me that sanity and that relaxation, which I don't usually get from anyone else. So yeah, the same thing with the kids and family and wife, and so I think it's vice versa, rather than me loving them, they love me. back, which is the biggest problem, to love me as a person who I naturally am,
Yeah.
because I'm the same with my staff. I mean, if anybody you know that, you ask them that, is there any partiality? The way I treat my staff from the family, it's not that. I'm the same. However tough I'm with my staff, I'm the same way tough with my family also. Whoever it is, that's how.
How do you manage with the twins being so tough?
I mean, even being so tough, it's unimaginably tough maintaining them. So it's not that easy at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like, they're the babies out there and the
Yeah,
twins
yeah.
are-
I mean, children nowadays. Yeah, I have 4 of them. I think the first one is
Yeah.
in doing her medicine right
Jonas,
now.
yeah.
Sarah,
Sarah is the eldest.
the eldest. Yeah, she's in medicine right now, second year.
Oh.
Yeah, so Jonas in his 12th right now. I mean, I think you saw him as a baby, right?
Yes.
Yes, and now he's in his 12th, I think so.
Wow.
He's also he's trying to get into law,
Okay,
and the other 2 kids, I hope they finish their 4th. The way things are going, yeah. But they're extremely good kids. They're very they understand our passion, and they understand what I want from them, and
Yeah.
and I know I as a dad also, my calling and my ideology is very different than what other people think. So they also understand that this is what I'm expecting, and they cooperate.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So, I mean, okay, coming to, the twins,
Yeah.
they are, it's 8 years old, if I'm
9, yeah, they're 9,
9,
yeah,
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 about to be
yeah. Noah and Isaiah, yeah.
So, I mean, like, do you see, like, a younger you in them, anything closer? Like,
See, all of them portray different characteristics of mine. For example, my anger and that I think Noah has that. The way I plan things and very meticulously, that Isaiah has that. Isaiah is a very meticulous, very correct, meticulous, very hardworking, very consistent hard worker. Noah's got that extreme flashy anger, and they're so different from each other, and and but he has the giving nature, which Isaiah won't give that easily. So I Noah is a very giving human being, and he's very giving person. Sarah is a very grounded, soft person, actually. Very grounded, doing very well with education and stuff like that. And Jonah is not very far away. Jonah is a very emotional person, to be honest. But these 2, I think, take after me much more, because I mean, they were with me all the time. So, and they think like me, they walk like me, they try to ape me more than other. I think both Sarah and Jonah, the elder kids. Yeah.
like, I've technically seen them from birth, so I know
Yeah,
exactly
yeah,
what
yeah,
you're
yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
So, Jonas, I mean, coming on, that note, so you named the, the restaurant.
The restaurant, yeah, the European restaurant, yeah, after my son, yeah.
After
yeah.
your son. So what was the, when you walk into that door with Jonah, so what's the lesson that you have for him at that door, or what's the inspiration?
To be honest, see, for anybody else, I always tell my whomever I meet, when they say that I have an occasional drink or smoke, I'm not able to stop it. Do I have to stop it, or how does it going to affect my future? So I ask them, would you mind your children having a drink or smoke? Now it's like 50% say no, I would not like my children having a smoke or drink. But some 50% say, oh, okay, I would like to have I don't mind them having a drink or smoke. Now, to the 50% who say I don't like them, I say you're doing something that you don't want your children to do. So that's something I'm very particular. But the second 50%, I ask them, where do you draw the line? So is it only drinking or smoking, or would you not let them do soft drugs, hard drugs? Where do you stop them?
Yeah.
Because today it's a very scary world,
That's true.
And as you grow in India, I'm sure you know this. It's the competition is much more.
Yes,
There are
absolutely.
1,000 people doing what you're doing, right? There are 1,000 people bringing what Manisha is bringing to the table. Correct, right? And they have more fun. They are bringing in a lot more, and say the norms are becoming tougher. The new labor norms, I'm sure you've seen it already. And it's all complicated the way things are progressing. And how do you survive in this tough world? The only way to survive is bringing a lot of discipline, which we try to inculcate in them in a very young age. Because at a later stage, you might not be able to inculcate this in them.
Yeah.
So I think this is something I keep talking to them, saying that if you want to grow somebody, you want to be somebody, even it may be cricket, boxing, or whatever sport you take, then there's a lot of sacrifice to be made. And for that, you need to keep on working hard. That's the same thing with John. I have a chat with him. I tell him, see, Raja, there are a lot of people who are going to tell you to drink, smoke, and do all these kind of things. And maybe the way they have been brought up is different, but I would want you to avoid all this.
Yeah.
And one thing is, if you keep them grounded, see, Jonah is already into slam a lot. So he goes in gyms regularly. So what are the reasons in this world, if you tell a guy, Manisha, have you met a guy who has not drunk or smoked, not even wine? Very rarely.
Very rare.
Right. And the gym culture in me, which started in 95 when I was 17, really helped me a lot. I mean, much before itself, I started doing some sport. But that sports and that gym, that culture brings a lot of discipline, which helps you stay away from all this.
Yeah.
See, I would always think, see, there's nothing wrong if it's in your culture to drink or smoke.
Yeah.
But it's in our South Indian culture, it's not there. So, and where do we stop?
Yeah.
So is it a glass per day, or is it going to be a bottle per day? Where do you stop?
Exactly.
So this is what I tell them and talk to them, and I try to inculcate in them. It's not about the business. It's not about which business you do,
Yeah.
but bring the same discipline, bring the same hard work. You're going to win in every business.
I mean, when you talk about this drinking thing, like, I mean, I can so relate with it because, I mean, drinking in a lot of cultures, even coming from North India, I mean, a lot of people see it as a very normal thing.
Right.
But how well you said, like, where do you stop? Where do you
No,
stop?
but see, this is the problem. See, a lot of people who used to drink right now.
Yeah.
See, in an English culture, when you take an English culture, a lot of people drink because if you actually look at the culture-wise, it's a very cold climate which they're coming from. There, you need to drink like maybe half a peg or one peg or like a quarter. I don't know what they do. But it's a very limited thing.
Exactly.
And it's there in their culture. When they're 14, 13, itself, they start
Yeah.
a little wine and then. But right now in India, it's come to a progressive state where, so they start with wine, then it goes to a little bit hard, then it goes to hard, then they're drinking like 3 times a week. Then they start drinking alone. Then they're not done with this. This is not giving them enough high.
Yeah.
So then they go a little high up into a smoke up. Then they go into hard drugs. So, I mean, I'm sure you see a lot of people happen.
Yeah.
And I talk about this openly and say, where do you draw the line?
Exactly.
So this is something I'm very passionate about. When I talk to youngsters, I say, try to stop it.
Yeah.
Prevention is better than later avoiding it and facing it and trying to get out of it,
Yeah.
And I can see a lot of people checking in themselves into rehab in the next near future because things are changing. It's becoming very westernized.
Yeah.
Because even in North Indian culture, this is the last 100 years. Before that, I'm not sure that
It wasn't there, yeah.
it wasn't there. See, even in South India, they have something called kal. It's an arak which is made out of panamaram. They say, I don't know what kind of tree, some coconut kind of tree.
Correct. Okay.
See, this is a very natural fermented thing,
Uh-huh.
which will give you high, but you cannot drink more. It's like eating rice.
Okay.
How many bottles of rice?
Yeah.
So even if you have half a glass of rice, you can go back home. So right now, that's all banned in India. So they are only looking at liquor which is from pure whiskies and vodkas, which are imported form of liquor. All those natural form of liquors are not there.
Yeah.
So
That's all money.
yeah. So I mean, so to avoid all this is better than to just even try and get into all this and then feel sorry later.
So, okay, let me, with Jonah, when he's 18, I believe, 17.
17. He's 2009 born, yeah.
Yeah.
16 actually, yeah. He's going to be 17 this year.
Okay, yeah. So my son,
Yeah.
same age as well.
Right.
So he's just turned 17. So, I mean, the relationship that you have with him and Sarah,
Okay.
because they're the older one, so is it more of a friend or a father?
You're not going to like this at all. It's always a father-daughter and father-son relationship because that's what my dad taught me also. I mean, I want to be a friend to all of them, but the relation, the father and son relationship and the father-daughter is a very sacred relationship. And I really believe in that because, see, my job is not to encourage them or anything like that. They have to self-encourage. But my job is to inculcate in them every discipline possible, everything I've learned, and get them ready for all the problems they're going to face in the future.
Yeah.
So I think it's a father relationship, which is a very sacred relationship. I mean, you can make a lot of friends. I'm not one of them. Yeah.
Now, like, I mean, running such an empire, so is it like Jonah and Sarah already know that something's ready for them, or what is their...
Oh, no. I mean, this is something which I keep talking to all my people also.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't believe in that. See, I might have something I want to give all of them, but Paulsons or all the major businesses will not go to them. It might even go to one of these boys who are much better than running them. See, I'm looking at this company running for a long time. A Tata will not be a Tata if it's being run by the same people, by the same family. It will close in the third generation.
Wow.
Because one of them is going to be a fool who closes and sells everything out, So we need to have this professionally managed. I think that's the scope. There should be somebody with fire running around like a mental the way we are running right now, and that's the only way forward. If you're going to give this to hand it over in a platter to another person,
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of time before they just take it for granted, and it's not going to really happen. Nothing's going to happen out of it.
Yeah, technically burning the place down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same thing. I mean, I put in a lot of hard work, and my father would have put in a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Now I've taken it to the next level.
Yeah.
So my right thing would be to find the right person and hand it over. Still, they might be the legal heirs and owners of the property, but the people running it, like a Tata, it's always a very professional setup.
Yeah.
A professional should be running it rather than
Professions, yeah.
some. Yeah, it can't be managed by. Yeah, God's grace, we are at 800. By I think a year and a half, we'll be at 1,000. Imagine 1,000 retail outlets. This is operational outlet, not the ones opened.
Yes.
Operational outlets, reducing all the ones which have shut down and stuff like that.
Wow.
So yeah, and right now we have also got into hotels. We have almost acquired 10 hotels right now.
Wow.
Yeah, we have also into colleges and schools. We have also into 13 to 16 institutions right now.
Wow.
So so all this is a big job for somebody, and somebody has to have the calling for all this to do, and because it shouldn't be a place where they just take it for granted. My father's going to help me out. That's not going to happen. I told him already. I mean,
And that's not happening for all.
no, they're not going to happen. Not going to happen at all.
Wow.
I mean, they're not going to take these things that easily. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
very good thought to think.
I mean, see, if you're searching immortality, if you want whatever you're created to live a long time, giving to your children is not the way forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe you give them something that that maybe something you give them good education. Apart from that,
Yeah.
you give them something that they would survive on, based something to start with, but definitely not the business. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I mean, that's the same thought process I have for both my kids, that
Yeah.
you'll probably have a better opportunity because
Yeah.
your parents, if you want to, say, for example, start a skincare line or a makeup line with
Right.
your parents, but do it your own self. You're not getting C-Soul or
Right,
Soul,
right.
just because you...
At least, I'm not saying they can't overlook the entire process, but they should not be running it.
Exactly.
They should not be part of it, because unless then they start from the bottom,
Yeah.
they work their way up for 20, 25 years, and then they come to the process. It's not like going to be a handover and say, you take care of it.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen at all.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So, I mean, coming from that thought process, when we talk about the kids, who was Sam Paul as a 15-year-old or 17-year-old?
See, I always, when I look back at my life, I think God has given me a lot of hurdles which I faced. Even initially, that has made me the man I am right now.
Absolutely.
So anybody who knows me, I mean, the first thing they would know is I'm one tough son of a gun. And, I mean, you have to pray before you come inside my room, because it's not like dealing with another person at all, because you don't know where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do, because what questions. So everybody who comes inside me has to be fully prepared, because I don't like when people, even if they're my friends, when they come inside unprepared and not ready, then I feel that's disrespect for the job which I'm taken up. So this is the same man I was before. So right from a childhood, I used to think about all this. I used to dream about all this, getting it done. And and it's, I mean, a lot of people say that, I've done this, I've done that. I don't claim anything. And actually, I've lived my life, I don't believe that this is God, that is God. But I know there's a force up there. I know someone. It can be my dead father. It can be someone, some relative of mine guiding me. But there is somebody who's helping us. And I think there's some superior force
power,
there.
yeah.
And I can see that every time I'm doing something,
Wow.
Yeah, and everything, like I might get into something, and that would not fruitify, or it will not materialize into something. But I've seen God's hand in everything I do. So so I take all challenges with a full heart, and yeah.
So, I mean, I also know about this, correct me if I'm wrong, there was a 1 rupee movement when I believe at one point of time you left house with nothing just because
Right.
you had a disagreement or something.
Yeah, with my dad.
Yes. And,
Yeah. Yeah.
from there
Yeah.
to building up where you are today.
Right.
And of course, I mean, I know just quite a few of your challenges that
Right.
you've been through for the last 13 years that I know you.
Right.
But, I mean...
It's not easy at all. It's not easy at all.
Absolutely not.
Because
But
most of the days,
yeah,
it's
I
not.
mean-
Most of the days when you sleep, your hand gets held so tight because you're thinking about how to solve this challenge, and there's so many challenges you face day to day. And as you keep growing, the challenges just keep increasing at a never-ending stage. So yeah,
So
but
that person, when you left home with that 1 rupee,
Right.
to building up here, what was, that man at that boy at that age had it to
Right.
build up here? I mean, what would you tell your younger self?
see, one thing I've always done is I've always thought, okay, I should never ever grow up to a 60 or a 70-year-old and look back and say, I regret doing this in my life. So I've never done anything to regret. Right from the day I started till now, I've never smoked, I've never cheated anyone, I've never drank, I've never got into anything that I'm not proud of. I've stood up for my friends. In Tamil they say droham, in English I think it's betrayal. I've never betrayed anyone. I fought hard. I fought very tough. I've come to a place where I am with the man I am. So when my dad was initially, this was 2001, I think. So I just finished my masters, and I knew for a fact that he was a very tough fellow to work with but our ideology is different. Because I was a guy who wanted to expand, who wanted to grow. He was a guy who wanted to live this life at that point of reality. So we differed a lot. And see, when you are always the son or father, there's a lot of abuse and there's a lot of they take you for granted, which I don't like at all. But eventually I understood in less than 6 months that if I'm there with him, I will never grow. As a person, I will never grow. I knew from the bottom of my heart that nothing is going to happen. So yeah, and I took the decision. I mean, it's very tough to take the decision because that night I sat and I thought, and I was telling someone that night I sat and I thought all night, and I was like, what the hell am I going to do? I mean, tomorrow, because it's not exactly easy to find a job. Because back in the day, imagine not now.
Yeah.
Like today, it's easy to find yourself. You're a master's. You don't know Hindi. You don't know half the languages down, and you are how to get a job in this flowing field. And I was a mechanical engineer, and then I finished my master's in industrial. And I was not a computer tech guy also, and to get a job, it's not easy at all. And I was thinking, how do I support my family, and all this. But I made the decision. I said, let me move, do something, even odd job, survive. I started working as a teacher. Then I was doing some broker work, this, that. Every job on the road I took. And I think, God's grace, I started a small restaurant. From there, it took me 3-4 years. Then I started a small school. Then 3-4 years. Then this all.
Wow.
Yeah, but I think God has been very kind after that. Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, definitely.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but I think it's just when you make that first move.
Right.
That's a tougher one. I still remember 13 years ago when I had to move my whole family from Australia to India. My kids were just 1.5 and 3.5 years old.
Right.
The whole world said you're making a mistake.
Right.
But my heart, somewhere I knew that I know what I want.
Yeah, it's not easy at all. I mean, if you actually look at it, it's not easy. But the thing is, unless you leave your comfort zone and come out, you're never going to achieve anything in life. So the minute you leave your comfort zone and then you come out and fight, I think that's what it is. I think so, yeah.
That's commendable.
Yeah.
So let's talk to the actor Sam Paul.
Oh, I hope the people listening to this is not going to keep laughing at
Acting, you have done a few roles, and what inspired, and
it was pure luck.
Pure luck.
Yeah, I would want to say that it's all my good looks and all this nonsense, but nothing is not there. You're this one big dark-looking guy, and they were out of the Joker that day, and they said, "Okay, you come," and that's how we all started.
There's nothing like that. Let's get real. I think you got a lot of appreciation for your work as well.
Yeah. But I did villains. I did 4 movies as villain, and
that was my next question. Why villain?
But isn't it much more? What is the idea of a hero? All you want to do is good, and I mean, doing bad is the idea of being. Then you have more scope. You have to think and act, and there's much more scope to your acting there. Than to behave like, I'm a very good guy in the world.
Yeah. I mean, that's quite contrast. I mean, yes, we know that you follow military, kind of a schedules in your real life, but in real life, you have actually acted all the movies as villains. So, do you see any kind of...
Why would you want to put a 6'1", 250-pound guy into a movie as a hero? There's no movies for Terminators here, because why do you want to put such a big guy as a... They all want to bring this white, fair-looking, cute boys there and this big, dark boys as the villains, which has been always the story of our country, So, why do you want to suddenly change the narrative and put big boys like us into the hero's role? And now, where do you find villains for us?
Actually.
You want to fight like a 150-pound boy to become the villain for a 250-pound. That's not going to happen at all.
It's not going to happen. That's true. But you did a fab job.
So even when Arnold Schwarzenegger, they did the villains. They were doing heroes. Like after Terminator 1, Terminator 2, when he was doing the hero, the biggest challenge was to find someone as big as him to, even for Predators, even for Commando, all these movies, the biggest thing was how do you find a guy that big, to match that guy?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's a mindset, right?
Yeah.
That villains has always have to be like a bigger built than the
Right.
hero, right? I mean that built
much more
macho.
in Tamil they say kodurumana looking. How do you say it in English? Much
Macho? Is
much
it?
more angry and tough
Angry.
looker.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
there has to be like a long beard or some kind of that.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So are you looking to pursue more of acting, or is it
Oh,
like
if given a chance, why not? I really love this because, see, even that day, my wife is a dancer and she's quite an established artist. And
Yes.
we were going to Aircard and we were on a bike. And this lady, we just wanted to buy this palapalam. What is it in English? I don't know. So we want to buy a fruit there and we stopped at the fruit later. The lady called me and said, aren't you? I'm the guy who acted in Lakshmi. The kind of reach you have for movies.
Yeah.
And then I looked at my wife, you know that I'm a better artist than you. And she couldn't sleep the entire night, and nothing gives me more pleasure than that, Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was my next question. I mean, I just recently saw your post that, she had performed.
Right.
And she's a dancer.
She's a dancer, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. Like, how you are supporting your wife's.
Well, I'm not supporting that. I mean, of course, I do help her with some basic things, but she's quite an artist. She's been performing all over the world, and she used to, before she got married, she used to perform all over the world. Yeah, she's quite an established artist. Yeah,
Wow.
With Bharatanatyam, she's a very good dancer. She, in fact, started this Provoke Art Festival. I'm sure you have supported us also.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's been very successful. I think last time almost every day 3,000 people came, I think, for 2 days, and having 5,000 to 6,000 people, it's not easy at all.
Yes,
To
absolutely.
pull in that kind of crowd and to see something also I feel like, we India has a culture, we shouldn't lose our culture for anything. Like Bharatanatyam is part of it, and
Yes,
I'm sure there are a lot of other arts like, we're promoting all form of classical arts.
Classical, yeah.
So yeah, I think that's our way of saying thank you and giving back to the society as well.
Wow, that's a very thoughtful
Right, yeah.
this thing, and what an amazing couple both of you make.
Thank you, so sweet of you.
Amazing. And I see a lot of change in your personality, post, I mean, since I have seen her in your life. So that's
Right.
amazing. I believe, I mean, you definitely
Yeah.
make an amazing couple.
Thank you so much.
Coming to Provoke,
Yeah.
the name Provoke.
Yeah.
Why?
See, something to see. Provoke initially started as a social cause magazine. Yeah?
Yes.
We talk about a lot of evils like the caste system. We feel the division of human being on birth is slavery, and that is my strong belief right from childhood. So I always look at I look at different politicians, different leaders, especially leaders like Dr. Ambedkar, who are reformist. See, there are people who lead you to the right path. There are people who are reformist. Our Prime Minister Narendra Modi is a reformist. I thought he brought a lot of reforms in financial.
Yes.
Yeah, he brought a lot of reforms in form of nepotism because initially I thought this country was for the rich people. So tomorrow, if your father is a politician, your son is a politician, your grandson is a politician, he prime minister. So this has to change. Tomorrow, your daughter and my son do need to have a chance to get to the positions.
Exactly.
And it will not happen in the same way things are going.
Yeah.
So I think he's a reformist. Dr. Ambedkar is a big reformist on his own rights.
Absolutely.
So this was started as a social cause magazine where we talk about a lot of social issues. But when the minute you start talking about a lot of social issues, you lose track that, sometimes, just sometimes, there are a lot of other issues which are not covered. And it's a little hard pill for you to swallow overnight, there's a cultural difference and other things which we talk about. But if you keep on talking about this, you might not be able to swallow. So for every pill you swallow, you need this little bit of honey or something to just gulp it in, some sugar to gulp it in. So that's where the lifestyle comes in.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of lifestyle and a lot of social cause which we talk about. So that's why we are provoking you and inspiring you to think different. That's how things are.
Okay, wow, that's beautiful. So if someone has like a different kind of story, so because there are so many of social issues and causes that you mentioned in Provoke,
Right.
all about. So is it like, I've seen that happening even in the Provoke events where people come and talk about it.
Right.
So is it like, this is not something I've seen in any other magazines.
Right. So
in
our
India.
ideology, back in the day, there's something used to be like, I don't know whether you remember the Reader's Digest and stuff.
Yes.
See,
Yes.
most of us are right now looking for some inspiration every day.
Yes.
So even when you're down, you have a problem, you have a challenge, today business is not good, which is going to happen to all of us.
Yeah.
One day, December is going to be a killer month, November was okay month, but again, September, October are really bad months.
Yeah.
So, every time there's going to be a challenge, there's going to be, but every time we have a challenge, all of us are looking for some inspiration to just say, bloody, he can do this, I can do it much better.
Yeah.
And that inspiration is what we are trying to give from Provoke. And
Wow.
it should be a feel-good magazine. It's supposed to give some, it can't be all... See, I'm a guy who believes that, I tell Manisha what she has to hear rather than what she wants to hear.
True.
So I believe Provoke is the same thing. It's going to tell you a lot of things which you have to hear and understand
Yeah.
from a reformist mentality. So I want to be a reformist rather than anybody else. Yeah.
Wow. Now that you touched the reformists, the politicians, Sam.
We initially spoke about the floods and how we helped during the floods. I think that gives me so much joy. I mean, today I see a lot of politicians taking money for everything, and I'm a guy who's not interested in money from day one. See, it's never about the money. It's always about some kind of achievement, some form of greatness, some kind of recognition, some form of respect, which is what we are all fighting for.
Yes. Absolutely.
What are we going to do with all this money?
Yeah.
All right, there's no use for money, if you actually look at it.
Yeah.
Maybe you need some of it, but you don't need all of it.
Yeah.
But the truth is, the joy which I got from serving people is something unmatched.
Wow.
So I thought from 2015 I should get into some form of service and some form of organized service. So today, if you're not any part of any organized movement, you lose ideology, you lose support, and then you're not there in the field at all. And that's how things started. That's how things started with
Politics.
Politics also, yeah.
So, as businessman, I know you're a very black and white person.
Right.
But
there's no gray areas.
there's
yeah.
no gray.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
as politicians, what we know in
Right.
India, I mean, it's gray. So how do you keep your sanity going on as a black and white in politics, as well as in?
No, but the thing is, there are good politicians with no gray areas.
Wow. Okay.
The only problem is we don't like them. We don't support them. And these politicians become extremely hardcore revolutionaries, reformists kind of attitude. So the idea is to have a balance between everything, right?
Yeah.
When one day we cannot change India into something like a Western power, which is a very new democracy. Ours has been there for some 7,000, 8,000 years, democracy for the last 50 years, but fairly new in terms of the democracy part. But the country as whole is a 7,000-year-old country.
Yeah.
And like the Tamil culture has been there for almost 20, 25 years. How do you change people?
Yeah.
Overnight, nothing will change,
Yeah.
See, it's a lot more cutthroat, a lot more competition, a lot more headaches. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes,
So
absolutely.
we also have to understand things that this is how things are. Rome was not built in a day.
Yes.
The Roman Empire, which was the heights of democracy, look at the way it is now. It's so pathetic.
Yeah.
The English country, which was, the sun never sets on the English Empire.
Yeah.
Look at the pathetic situation it is in right now.
Yeah.
So it's just, we have to understand our ground reality. We have to understand what we are capable of, how to change things. So there are a lot of good people. I look at the present Prime Minister, who's a very good human being, I feel.
Yes.
There are a lot of good Tamil leaders also, who are
Absolutely.
extremely good, like Kamaraj was one of them, Kakkan was one of them. Although no more, Nallakanu, who's a leader right now, who's a freedom fighter, still alive, 95. A lot of communist leaders who are good leaders. The problem is we look at people who are in the grey area and who are willing to say I'm 70% white and 30% grey, and then we start saying that this is how things are. No, that's not the truth.
Yeah.
If you as a person decide to be only black and white and no more grey or right, always upright, nothing's going to change you. What is the use? See, there are so many politicians who are coming, right? That's how I look at the entire picture. There's going to be, if you actually look, when I stood for member of the parliament in 2009, I made a small calculation. There are 530 member of the parliament seats. Now every 5 years there's a
And the elections happen.
right.
Yeah.
And every time the elections happen, it's going to be 534 new employees.
Perfect.
So roughly around 10,000 to 15,000 member of the parliaments coming in since independence.
Yeah.
How many people do we remember?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
We remember some fools for the wrong reason, but how many of them remember that, this was a good human being?
Yeah.
Right? So you can be one of them.
Yeah.
Right? And only that goodness and straightforwardness will ever put you to immortality where people remember you.
Yeah.
See, in all probability, Manisha, see, your own great-grandfather's name you might not know. And I've been searching for my great-grandfather's name. I know my grandfather, and this was a human being that lived in this place 50 years back, fighting for us. Correct? See, you know up to your grandfather. Then his father or mother or possibly your grandmother, father, no idea.
No idea.
And today, you will not be remembered by your great-grandson, in all probability.
Absolutely.
Then how do you make them remember?
Yeah.
Right? So that immortality is only comes out of goodness and straightforwardness and, being kind. And that is what I'm looking for.
Wow.
I'd rather be remembered than to have all the money in the world and be an idiot.
Wow. I'm still absorbing that fact. It just touched me so deeply in that, yes, actually, truly, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
what's the use? I mean, I pump in almost 60. I say back in the day, I used to put in like 8, 9 hours. And today I'm pumping in over 18 to 19 hours a day.
Wow.
Right. It's like I sleep at 1 o'clock, get up at morning. And there's so much you have to do to keep sane, first of all,
Yeah.
the kind of headaches we face and you understand our headaches, which it's such a cutthroat world.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, the tycoon with six packs, I would say again, one of the rarest in India. So, where did that whole inspiration? It's definitely,
First
you.
of all, I want my sons to hear the six-pack thing because they will fall out of the bed laughing. They call me chubby tubby. Then I say, come see all my classmates. Just because they are chubby tubbies, you're also a chubby tubby. That's how they call me. Because that fellow has 10 packs, both of them. And they're like so arrogant about it. Anyway, I've got to show this to her. So Manisha is telling I have six packs. So I have six packs and I have to prove myself now.
So,
Yeah.
no, definitely. Coming from the perspective that, fitness at the age, that you're in your
Yeah,
40s.
I'm late 40s, 47, to 40, 48 this January. Yeah.
Yeah, I know, 14th of Jan.
Yes.
So,
Pongal, yeah.
yeah, so, at 48,
Yeah.
the kind of physique that you've built up for yourself, and,
Right.
and I've seen you pre as well. It's
Right.
like I know you for 13 years
Right.
now. So, from you have really worked on yourself.
Right.
And that's definitely commendable.
Right.
But it's definitely, is it because you're the perfect model for slam fitness, or was it more than that?
Manisha, I take my inspiration from you in this matter. So when you started your skincare, you didn't find anybody else, so you put it on yourself, right?
Yeah.
Tell me the truth. I used to see
Yeah.
your posters. I'm like, then I thought, okay, why not? Let's put our own thing. Correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
But the truth is, in all truth is, I believe, slam fitness is a fantastic concept. See, when we were getting into gyms, a lot of gyms were there. I don't want to name anybody, but the thing is, they were all fitness gyms where they say, as soon as they say there'll be 20 treadmills, go walk on the treadmill, go do your EFX, go do your all this ground exercise, calisthenics, all this. Slam is an extreme fitness gym. We talk about lifting. Now, lifting is a way of life.
Yeah.
So, we see today everybody's getting into it.
Yeah.
So, you need to lift to get into activate all your muscles.
Yes.
See, no form of sports, no form of cardio is going to help you everywhere. So, you need a little bit of cardio, but that's not everything you need.
Yeah.
And in another perspective also, from an most extreme fitness gym, they say come to the gym, work out for 2 hours. Now, for a businessman like ourselves, this is not sustainable. Going to the gym 1 hour or 1.5 hours in the morning. So I follow a 20-minute regime.
Wow.
Yeah, 20-25 minutes a day.
That's it?
Yes, 20-25
Wow.
minutes a day, including my cardio.
Okay.
And I'm into a little bit of intermittent fasting. That's all. But I eat everything, everything that moves, everything that whatever.
Okay.
So I don't have any reservation about that.
Wow.
So the idea is I've come up with this ideology, but I've been building for a long time. So in the middle,
Consistency.
I've been doing it from 95. So I from 96 or 97, I started gymming. And then there was this gym called Globe. So whatever hardcore fitness which I learned there, I've implemented in Slam. So in 2000, 2001, I did Mr. Madras University. I think I finished second or first, and then I finished zonal second. And then I finished Mr. Tice 1 second and Mr. 1. So I used to be gymming for a long time. But in the middle, when you're starting a business with all the stress, you give up on all things which you really love. But now I'm like, okay, what the hell? Yeah, you need this for yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
At 48, the way you have done it, it's like reverse
Yeah.
aging,
Yeah.
and that's amazing. That's definitely.
Thank you so much. I was
think-
waiting for you to hear that.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Yeah,
I believe
yeah.
everyone or anyone would agree with.
See, but the thing is,
that.
I'm fighting against strong bad genes in my family because my dad used to. He was used to box and gym a little bit, but see, the thing is, as you keep growing, the stress is so much. Where's the time
Yeah,
for everything?
true.
Even for you now, you're traveling.
Yes.
Where's the time for fitness? Where's the time for
Absolutely.
you? How do you maintain yourself? And
Yeah.
every day you look at it and you're losing a little bit of yourself somewhere. So might as well get back to your
Yeah.
healthy ways and.
So this is actually my next question to you, because I am traveling. That's one side of the story, but you are always traveling.
No, I don't
And
actually.
Yeah.
I don't travel at all.
Is it?
Yeah, never
Okay.
travel. Where do you see me traveling? I travel.
Pondicherry or-
Yeah, but Pondicherry is one day, which is my. See, I need to see like every 3 days you need to give a gap
Huh.
because you're lifting heavy.
Okay.
But your muscle will not recuperate immediately because you need that protein fix back into your body.
Oh, wow.
Or else you will get into a place where the muscle is becoming so rigid and dead.
Okay. Wow.
So you need.
So that's how you kind of manage.
Yeah.
gaps.
So when I travel, yeah, I want to. Because even if I do have to travel like once a year somewhere, so for work purpose, I've stopped traveling other for work because the headaches is not because I don't like traveling, because the headaches is to find all your friends to travel with you.
Yeah.
And all of them are busy, and to align all your times together. And the biggest headache, another headache is these flights are terrible, because you travel 8-10 hours and 3 hours rest, 20-24 hours rest, and rather go to Goa and nicely sleep for some time and get. Get to the best food and eat and come back.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, wherever you go, it's the same shit. Before, you never used to have all this in India.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to do shopping, is a big thing. But you have everything here.
Absolutely.
What do you have anywhere else that you don't have in India right
You
now?
have pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So, what's next for the Tony and Guy Essentials, the salons?
Yeah, so we are getting into something called TNT, which is a very high-end barbering thing. We did Sleep and Best, I don't know. Sleep and Best is now 275 outlets this month.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, 275 outlets. So we want to get in, by next year, we want to get into the 450, 500 mark there. But Paulsons, we have a big plan this year. We want to touch the 1,000 outlet mark.
Wow.
This month we will close at 803, 804. This is where we are at right now. And so we have to get in 1,000 marks. Then we want to acquire 2 or 3 hotels more, which we are negotiating already for the coming year.
Wow.
So every phase, and 1 or 2 more schools. So everywhere we are doing a little bit of expansion and
Okay.
a
Lovely.
little bit of growth. Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah, we are acquiring new brands. We are talking to a high-end coffee brand, high-end. We are talking to something restaurant-wise, a high-end Korean concept.
Okay.
Right. I think Chinese is now gone. The Korean is the new in.
It's the new,
Yeah.
Korean is the new Chinese.
Yeah. So Korean food, there's a lot of Korean food that we're talking to. Yeah. Let's see where God leads us. There are a lot of ideas, but God has to lead us somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
Of course, there are a lot of ideas, but
Right.
ideas is one thing and execution is other.
Right.
So the journey from idea to execution, knowing that this is a great idea and this should be executed.
Right.
So how do you kind of, plan that journey?
So everything, we have a sense of urgency in everything. Once we decide to do something, there's a sense of urgency in what we do also. So we also understand that, a good idea is lost if it is not implemented immediately.
Perfect.
If it's delayed or justice delayed is justice denied. It's the same thing. A good idea delayed is a good idea denied. So we want to implement good ideas. See, even in our existing salons, I will tell you something that's surprising. From last year, November to this year, November, the existing salon business has increased by 28%, including the change of tax.
Wow.
Yeah.
28% is
For the existing salons increase with the change of tax.
Wow.
So imagine the tax was also drastically changed.
Yes.
With that, because 13% drop is there.
Yeah.
Even with that, we are able to increase up to 28% increase.
Wow.
That kind of new ideologies have been implemented. A lot of new ideas, a lot of new marketing techniques, a lot of 7 to 12 right now, and a lot of new training process. You would have seen continuous training process, morning, evenings. We're making things much more tighter.
Oh, that's amazing. So, I mean, also, when we talk about the products, like we have this association for last 13 years,
Right.
Where CSOL's been part of the Tony and Guy and Essentials
Right.
for the last 13 years. When you are picking up a product partner,
Right.
I mean, because we are mutually growing with each other.
Right.
So, what kind of thought process goes into that? Like, how do you choose?
See, of course, right now it's more scientific and what is running in the market. It may be a skin door or a dermalogica or Sothis or whatever, good brands. But back in the day, it was on instinct. We meet Manisha, we have a good vibe, and say, okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
That's how it was, and that's all it has always been. So, I think everybody has to have a little bit of instinct also in them. It can't be everything can be fact based.
Yeah.
The minute you become too fact based, you lose some basic instinct which is going to guide you and move. See, sometimes you are going towards greatness, and sometimes you do have accept bad decisions. But when you want to get into your universal greatness, you always have to accept some bad decisions.
True.
So it's not always good decisions all the time. So I think a lot of instinct is also required. So a little bit of instinct and a lot of facts right now.
Yeah, that's true. Definitely.
Yeah.
My last question to you
Right.
is, I mean, what as an experience a customer can feel different at an Essentials or Tony and Guy versus any ABC salon?
See, what Tony and Guy, let's talk about Tony and Guy. So Tony and Guy, what we are trying to achieve is give a very affordable experience, which is very high-end. Right? What you get in a very high-end salon at the same price, give it at a very affordable price.
Wow.
And the the technique and let us assume this. You take a salon, which is many of these very high-end salons I can see right now, 8,000, 10,000 square feet salons. Now, most of our salons are 1,500 to maximum 2,000 square feet. But you have a salon space, you have a spa space, you are getting into all this, and the same service, it's called conflict marketing, where whatever experience they're giving, whatever product they're giving, whatever service they're giving, the same product, same service, same thing, with much better technicians at a much affordable price.
Wow. Okay.
So, for example, let us say they serve around 600,000 customers at 10,000 APC. We do around 2,000 customers at 3,000 APC.
Wow.
So, we're not very far away.
Yeah.
But the number of outlets, see, let's say our nearest competitor, many competitors have sold out. You know that last year. You would have heard about all this.
Yeah.
So I would proudly say I've thrown them out of the business. But yeah, but the truth is they have got into much bigger, better perspectives, I think. So they don't want to compete with me. I don't know. Why do you want to fight with this fellow and Namari? So, but the truth is, when you take this as a business, and how do you compete with somebody like this? Because we are training all the time, we're working all the time. We don't sleep any time, and
Yeah.
so all the good stuff are with us. Anybody who look at this Paulsons as a company today. We already have gratuity, we have PF, ESA, gratuity, medical insurance for all our stuff.
Wow.
And the number of holidays we've given is government company around 90, 91 days holidays. Even with the new terms, I think right now bonus also becomes applicable after 42,000 rupees salary. So everything is going to be implemented. So like a government job where one day morning we don't get you out of the job. You have every right that is like a government job. So when you have something like this, how do you then why do you want to leave the job? See, we give you security, we give you everything. So the idea is to build up such a big experience, such a big product, and to give this at a very affordable rate. So now, what are you looking at? Are you going to salon to get good service, or are you going to go relax yourself? So from that perspective, Tony and Guy is something that we are giving a very high-end niche service. Staff are getting continuously trained, much better staff from much highly paid staff, at a very affordable price. Now, Essentials on the other level is your neighborhood salon, right? Where you compete with your local salons there, and where a more organized sector using proper products, because most of these salons, they might put a international shampoo bottle into a Sunsilk into the headaches which you guys face also. Right? So we are talking about a service which is very organized, very proper, proper service.
There's a quality which is being served.
Correct. At an even more affordable price.
Affordable prices.
Right. So one is a niche segment, one is an affordable segment, but both serving hand in hand.
Yeah.
But from a staff perspective, it's like you join a cheap and best as a barber, then you go into a little bit into essentials, then go into a Tony and Guy. So that's the kind of line which we have provided, so that there's a long-lasting relationship there. Eventually, we give them some plans to open on their own.
Yeah.
So this is how things are. Yeah.
That's amazing. I mean, for us, it's one of the best associations, and it gives me immense pleasure, and honor to be part of, I should say, Tony and Guy, and Essentials. And
such a pleasure having you also and talking to you.
Knowing you for all these years, I mean, and to have these wonderful conversations and getting to know your perspective on different things. Not only as an entrepreneur, as a father, as a son, as a husband, as a human.
Right.
Above all. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Manisha, for spending this time with me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. And this was In Conversation with Sam Paul for Next in Beauty. And see you soon all. Thank you.